wish that there was a point of contention for us to argue about this film, but I'm not sure there was because
there wasn't. But there is something I could talk about. So yes, I think there's some contention.
All right,
maybe.
But for the most part, Better Man.
Better Man.
Better Man.
Now, I saw Better Man at TIFF.
Oh.
And I didn't know anything about it except for it was Robbie Williams and it was a musical and it was directed by the guy who directed The Greatest Showman.
Mm-hmm.
Which
there is contention.
There is contention. That's where the contention lies. So I went in because I love Robbie Williams music. I grew up at the time when Robbie Williams was everywhere.
Let me entertain you.
Let me entertain you.
Millennium.
I want to
She's
rock.
the one.
I don't want to rock DJ.
Angel.
Listen.
Rock DJ.
Rock DJ. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. My husband Matt was, going to a meeting. And so I was like, I'm going to go by myself and I'm going to see this. And so I go in, and there's the little interstitial at the beginning where where Robbie Williams is talking about the movie, and he always felt like a dancing monkey, and so that's the way it's the movie. Enjoy. And then the movie starts, and the entire cinema is like, "What?" Like you could feel everybody going, "Why is he a CGI monkey?"
Yep.
And for the first 10 minutes, I was unsure. I was like, "Is this gonna be the worst? Is it gonna be so bad?"
You know what? I had that same experience because it's such a fine line, right?
And it's such a big swing.
Yes,
it is. What's
yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
It pays off
So hard.
Oh my god! To me, it is the most successful big swing of the year
by far. I would say if we say Emilia Perez is a big swing,
I'm not as successful, perhaps.
Oh man! But then you don't give Better Man its flowers. Like
I know.
And what a honestly, the thing that breaks my heart is that. What a wasted opportunity for these people. Most of the discourse that I've seen online is they say, why would I see a movie about someone I don't even know?
You see movies about people you don't know all the time. Do you know everybody that's the subject of a movie? That's ridiculous. You want to know what's wrong with cinema going these days?
Yeah.
That attitude.
And like the idea that we have a completely original story with perhaps the greatest showman who is actually...
Thank you. Yes. Forget P.T. Barnum.
But this is what I learned is that when the director was even making The Greatest Showman, he was talking to Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman used Robbie Williams as a reference for The Greatest Showman.
Are you kidding me?
So no. So
that makes so much sense.
It makes the most sense.
That makes so much sense.
So Hugh Jackman was on the fence in terms of whether he wanted to do the film, but then the director got Robbie Williams to reach out to Hugh Jackman so that they could have a conversation, and he was the reason why Hugh Jackman signed on to The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, it's Better Man is because for me, my issue with The Greatest Showman is P.T. Barnum was a terrible person, and I don't like the flaming of it. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like the movie lacks forward momentum and is just kind of a series of musical vignettes that to me don't really get going. And there's some crazy choreography that I'm like, this is unhinged. Now, I will say that there is a scene in Better Man where I do feel that the unhinged choreography meets unhinged camera motion, where I'm like, this is too much. I need a Dramamine. Like I'm on a boat. It's too much. The one what is the name of it? It's the one where he meets his girlfriend from
All Saints.
Yes, All Saints.
Shout out to All Saints.
Classic shout out to All Saints. I felt like I was like, oh my god, it's too much. But you know what? Again, I give musicals a lot of leeway in that respect because they're meant to be a lot.
Yes,
and so I was forgiving of that. But I feel like where Better Man succeeds for me is that the music of Robbie Williams is so narratively interesting in a way that I hadn't considered.
Yep.
And the device is so poignant. You know?
Especially in the moment, no spoilers, but in the moment where it all kind of comes to fruition and how they tell it. Is the authenticity of that moment is so poignant and so touching that you can't help but be moved by it. Yeah. And it's such a shame that people aren't giving it a chance just because they're unfamiliar with Robbie Williams.
Yeah, or maybe the device. I've seen some people who were like, oh God, I don't want to see that. In a way, I was really grateful that I went to see it not knowing that aspect.
Same.
And that it had to get me on board.
Yes.
It was almost thrilling. I think I appreciated it more because of how thrilling it was to go in and be uncertain, and then get won over. I think that's what movies should do for you.
Yes.
I think in a way you should go see movies where you don't know the subject, or you don't know what the movie's about, or you have no idea, and then go on the ride.
Yes.
Does it get you on board? Is it exciting? Do you have a moment where you're unsure? Yes. This is what storytelling should do.
And maybe that's the best aspect of that film, is that it asks you to, it asks you to take a leap with it. It does not give you the easy answer, but it invites you on the journey. And when it comes to film and musicals especially, I think that's one of the best aspects of the medium.
Yes.
It's such a payoff. So again, what do you think?
What do you think? And if you've seen The Greatest Showman and you really liked it, and you spent money to go see The Greatest Showman, go see Better Man.
Please go support
Please, and then tell us what you thought.
Yes.